Welcome to the channel, everyone. Well, it's that time of year. We just got our first little storm. Nothing really stuck on the paved areas, but we do have 1.5 inches or so on the gravel and the grass. But the ground isn't really hard enough to plow that. If we were in the middle of the winter, I would plow it, but it ain't frozen. So I did do a little bit of cleanup in front of the shop here, just so it don't get packed with ice. But that's about it. I hooked up my plow just in case something major happened, but it didn't. I had to test my lights anyway, because when I put the new headlights in, remember I did some rewiring and I never did test it. I was 99% sure I did it right, but hooking up the plow confirms that everything is working all right. I actually did find a loose ground on one of my batteries, and remember last year I thought I had an alternator or something, an alternator or a battery going dead last year, end of last year, because when I was running my plow, the voltmeter was going way down. And it just wasn't working right. It was coming back up, but it was going down when I was running the plow. But hopefully that was the problem. A loose electrical connection is never good. So lucky I actually found that when I took my old headlights out, and there was a ground going to that battery connection, and I noticed it was loose. So the new lights might have saved me some headache. But anyway, like I said, I had to test it, so I tested it. It's in here, everything's thawing out. While I got it hooked up, I think I'll do the oil change. I always change the oil every year. I highly recommend you change your oil every single year on these plows, just to get the moisture, contaminants, and everything out of the system. So I haven't done my other plow that Dad uses yet. I haven't even got that plow out, but I'll have to get it out soon here, and we'll do that one too. But I'm not going to show how to do this. I've got videos how to change the fluid in these plows, so I'm just going to do it. So this is the fluid I like to use. It's the SAM low temp fluid. I've been using that since we had trouble with the automatic freezing up in the old Pro plow. So I've been using that a long time. I buy it by the gallon. It seems to be the cheapest way to do it on Amazon. So that's what I use. And like I said, been using it for a long time. Never had a freeze up problem. So I recommend that fluid. So I got to drain this out. Well, first I got to push my ram down, get everything, make sure it's all the way in V and everything. Drop my fluid out, top it off, and this will be ready to go. I greased everything the end of last year. I always grease the last storm. I'll grease it all up. So actually it should be good to go for a couple storms before I got to grease it up. So just got to do a fluid change here. Never understood why they didn't have a drain, like a drain hose on this drain, or put the drain down below. I need to make my own little hose to go on that you can just pull it off and drain it nice. I just don't understand why they don't have something like that already, because this kind of makes a mess. It doesn't kind of make a mess, it does make a mess. I mean, all over the frame of the plow and everything, so I don't really get that. So no matter how careful I am, I always seem to make a mess when I change this fluid out. But actually I just leave it on there. I mean, I wipe it down, get the bulk of it, and I just leave it on there. That'll help fight all the nasty stuff that they throw on the roads. So I don't super clean that. But about a quart and a half to quart and 3/4. I think this one takes closer to quart and 3/4. But I always like to have around 2 quart on hand, just in case. But yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to do. A little messy, but it's pretty easy, guys. Like I said, highly recommend you change your fluid every single year. It's really going to cut down on problems like freezing up when it gets super cold, because you get that moisture out of the system, or the fluid that's got moisture out of the system, and also keeps your filter clean, gets the contaminants out of there. So it really helps, trust me on that. But like I said, I greased this thing end of last year, so this really should be ready to go. We're ready for another year, guys. If we ever get snow, I remember last year was pretty bad. We didn't get hardly nothing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I'll see you guys.